Episode 671. The five of them appeared at the east end of the street. The moment they spotted the seven-man squad, they charged straight at them without hesitation. This made everyone realize something was off. Throughout the entire chase, even 10-man squads had fled at the sight of them. Yet now, a mere 5-man squad charged forward without hesitation. They should already know our strength, yet they still dare to act like this.
They're not weak.
Zan Lulan reached his conclusion.
Strong? How strong could he possibly be?
The one ahead spoke across the sea.
Could there be another ambush waiting?
The party's cleric, Sheba Ruoli, spoke up.
Not at all. The way we advanced was itself a form of reconnaissance.
So, a real expert after all.
Zan Lulan's expression grew serious.
The stronger the better.
Fangi was thrilled. This mage was a full-blown warmonger.
Brothers, charge!
Fangi let out a battle cry and charged forward at the head of the group. This was clearly not something an elementalist should be doing. Elementalists had firepower, sure, but they always stayed behind cover.
Slow down.
Zan Lulan rushed forward, physically shoving him aside. On this side, they kept stressing how tough the opponent was and to be careful. But that guy across the sea not only didn't take it to heart, he actually got more and more fired up. Zan Lulan knew this guy's temperament well, so he was a bit annoyed, but also helpless.
Let them charge. Standing right here saves us some stamina.
Yi Shu said, laughing.
Xiaobei, Yeshi.
Zan Lulan called out twice, and the two characters moved to either side. All three of them were melee classes, so naturally the standard formation put the frontliners up front. Qianfeng Geihai had no choice but to obediently fall back, though he kept fiddling with his staff the whole time. Yishu saw this from the side and knew the guy was just fiddling with his staff, clearly itching to launch an attack. Yishu chuckled. He could have taken the shot himself for the longer range, but seeing Geihai practically vibrating with eagerness ahead, he decided to let him have the first strike. Yishu was worried that if he fired first, this guy wouldn't be able to hold back, either wasting a skill or charging out again.
Heaven and earth ablaze, Xiaobei, jump!
As the distance closed, Ye Shu suddenly spoke.
Here they come.
A shout rang out across the sea, and the staff that had been fumbled with was finally raised high. To a rookie, it might look like he was casting way too early. But the expert across the sea was a seasoned veteran. He knew Yishu's command had fully accounted for the opponent's movement speed and his own casting time. Starting now was perfect timing. Xiaobei was a bit confused, but luckily he was jumping while confused, so it didn't slow him down.
Block the staff.
Yishu laughed. Xiaobei hadn't expected this to be the reason. His position was directly ahead of Qianhai Ge, and when Qianhai Ge cast a spell, the staff pointed exactly where the magic would land. Experienced players could pinpoint the exact landing spot of a spell just by watching. By having Yi Shu jump to block the staff, he was keeping the mage from seeing him and making a call, or better yet, outright blocking the mage's movement, so they wouldn't even know an attack was coming. A muffled thunderclap rolled across the sky, and with every rift in the surging clouds, a bolt of lightning struck down. The ground began to glow red, the bright earth turning almost translucent. Then came a thunderous roar, like a beer bottle popping open, as the crimson crust of earth and stone erupted, flames surging skyward. This was the Elementalist's level 70 skill, Heaven's Wrath and Earth's Flame, a spell dealing both light and fire damage. The street surface instantly transformed into a web woven from light and fire. From the outside, it looked utterly impenetrable. Anyone caught inside who didn't die would almost be doing a disservice to such a brazen display of light and shadow. Yi Shu gave no further commands. He simply locked his gaze on the area where the skill had erupted, a tangled mess of light and fire where figures blurred, yet still shot outward at breakneck speed.
Looking for death.
Ji-Hai exclaimed in shock from across the sea. This heavenly thunder and earthly flame was a sustained skill. thunder and flame would erupt randomly within its area of effect, each hit dealing damage. So if you got caught in it, standing still might actually result in less damage than rushing out in a panic. Experienced players hit by this skill usually just stay put and wait it out. At that moment, the enemy figure was still charging outward. Qianfang Geihai was naturally astonished. In the blink of an eye, a silhouette burst from the blaze, and this person emerged without a single wisp of smoke or scorch mark on them. Qianfang Geihai's jaw dropped. It was as if he'd been slashed by a blade or shot by a bullet. You'd expect blood. Even a magical bombardment should leave some mark. But this man was completely unharmed from head to toe. There was only one explanation. He hadn't been hit by the heavenly thunder or earthly fire at all.
How is that possible?
The man across the sea was baffled. This guy had clearly charged straight out of a storm of heavenly fire and earthly thunder, and battle mages didn't have teleportation skills. At best, they could activate an unexpected chaser aura to move a bit faster. This battle mage was fully kitted out. White, red, yellow, blue, and purple magical fluctuations rippling from his feet, arms, hands, spear tip, and spear shaft. All 5 chime states were active on him. Now alone he was the first to step into the thunder fire, his battle lust no less fierce than Jihai's across the way.
The skill Thunderfire, you need to train it into a manual operation.
Yi Shu, however, didn't share the other's surprise at the sudden appearance of the battle mage. Instead, he seized the opportunity to give a lesson to the one named Qian Hai.
Huh?
The vanguard, Gi Hai, paused for a moment. The manual operation of heaven's thunder and earth's fire meant controlling where the lightning and flames struck after the skill was activated. But the system's autocast was already devastating enough. Most mages preferred to use that extra time to weave in a few more spells for even higher damage. Jihai had always thought this was the more practical approach, and it seemed like fewer people in the pro scene bothered with manual control of this skill. In that brief moment, the battle mage had already closed the distance, his movement speed truly astonishing as he stepped on 5 attribute orbs.